Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bridge Talks. So the Bridge Talks is a series of informative lectures about the different specialties of conscientiology. It is organised by ISIC, which is the Interassistential Services for the Internationalisation of Conscientiology. And today the topic is about the Existential Program, also known as the Life Mission or Life Purpose. And we are joined by two instructors, Shataloff and Marcelo Pires. So we're going to welcome them here. So welcome to the Bridge Talks.
Thank you, Jacqueline. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Hi, everybody.
It's nice to have you guys join us today. So just a little bit of background information about our instructors. Shataloff, he is a mechanical engineer and safety engineer and has a master in civil and environmental engineering. And he is a psychology student. He's a volunteer in conscientiology since 1992 and a teacher since 1996. And Marcelo Pires, he's a metallurgical engineer and has a master in mechanical engineering. Marcelo has been a conscientiology volunteer since 2019 and has been a teacher since 2020. So guys, if you would like to start your presentation now on the Existential Program.
Okay, let's go. Hi, everybody. Good day, good afternoon, good evening. However, my name is Shataloff. I'm a General Secretary of APEX, International Association of Existential Program. And I have with me today the Professor Marcelo Pires. Hi, Marcelo. Could you introduce yourself to anybody, please?
Yes. Thank you, Andre. My name is Marcelo. Idea today is to go through the purpose of life, talking about purpose of life. What's the existential program? What's Proexis? And I'm going to be with Andrea talking about this very interesting topic that we have here. And
okay. So let's start. We talk the principle of disbelief. Do not believe in anything, not even in the present here. Experiment, have on your experience. It's very important. APEX, who you are. So, APEX, International Association of the Existential Program. APEX is the old institution, conscientiocentric institute, non-profit, based on volunteering, based on consciential paradigm, research and education about the existential purpose and the personal and group evolution.
And if you want to know a little bit about consciential paradigm, okay, we have in the Bridge Talks also another topic that went all over this topic that was from Alexandre Savastik that he gave this topic. And if you want to get more information about Apex, it's just go on the web and have Apex International with c.org. Okay, you can have the information of our institution in English.
What is Existential Program is? Also known as Proexis. It is the specific existential program, individual and new human life.
And the
planet before being reborn, resoma.
Yeah, exactly. When it's something that we plan and organize prior to this existence, and while we are in the condition of extra-physical consciousness in the extra-physical dimension.
The Proexis, Marcelo, is planet before the being reborn, is still in conditional of the conscience, extra-physical consciousness. It's very important to know. Proexis synonym: existential goal, existential planning, existential project, intraphysical task, life project. So, the interphysical mandate, terrestrial mission. Proexis is a specific existential program of each person in their new life, this human dimension, planned before being reborn. It is very important to know. Resoma is very complicated, you know. Então, so let's talk about Proexis.
Yeah, and then you know we Andre is talking here about goals and planning of something that we are going to do during this existence here. Okay, so let's talk a little bit. Okay, why you're talking about mandate in this intraphysical life? Okay, if you take a look and you consider the previous topics discussed on the bridge talks related to our body, okay, our vehicle or manifestation. Okay, we have several bodies, and then we manifest ourselves inside the intraphysical dimension and also in the extraphysical dimension. So I'm getting here one picture here, one scheme from one of our courses, the Proexis cycle. And then just to explain this multi-existential cycle that we have here. So every life, we have a purpose, we have a mission, okay? And we can come to this life with different identities. Like in the past, I could be, for example, a long past, I could be like a woman in Egypt, okay? So I'm going to have my experience, I'm going to have learnings, I'm going to evolve during that life or not. There's a choice of each person, each consciousness, okay? So it ends the life. So you have the process of the soma. So you go to the extra-physical dimension that you don't have a body anymore, but you have other vehicles of manifestation, the psychosoma, the mental soma, okay? And then during this period here, you're going to have opportunity to learn a little bit more or not. You may be more lucid or less lucid, okay? And then you get another opportunity. The next life, you can be, for example, a man in China, okay? So you go beyond different cultures, you go beyond gender, okay, you go beyond races, okay, religions. So you have different opportunities. So consider that we have different life that each one would be a mission. We call this period here on the extra physical dimension an intermission. Okay, so as you go on, this is a cycle. You go back to the extra physical dimension, you learn a little bit more, you have a period there, you come back, it could be like in Greece, for example, the next one, and then you keep on going on this cycle. Then you come back, for example, in Europe, and you can have different professions, different ways. One, you can be more in a religious mindset. Another one, you can be more in the political one, or you can be a regular person. It depends, okay? And then you go into this cycle, that the purpose of this cycle, that you evolve during the time, because every time you have opportunity to learn and to go beyond. And then as you go over this process of evolution, you can get more technical, okay? You can learn more. So, Andrea, what are the difference? So, the spirit here in the intermission, when you have really a discipline, a course that we do to learn more, that's what we call the intermissive course.
That's
Okay.
right. You have had many lives doing things we are proud, and others we ashamed of. New lives must be planned for better optimization, evolution, etc. Intermissive course, we have two types. One is instinctive, other is more technical. We choose always more technical intermissive course because is we have a planning, we have a good choice, and now we need to execute. We need to do. You think in intermissive course.
And then,
Do you have innate ideas? Let me see. In I was a child. I remember. I think it's good if I will uh, be a good teacher, a good doctor. You know, what do you do? Think about this tema, the topic. And you, Marcel Pires.
well, I would say that one of the innate ideas that I had, it was related to what would be the ideal model of democracy. Okay, so it
It's
was something
really
that, yeah, so it was something that came that when I was a kid and start to thinking about, okay, it would be something not based on the number of votes, but linked, for example, for the competence or the cosmetics of the person that's leading it. I didn't call it cosmetics that time, but it's something that came to my mind. And I looked to myself, oh, in this world, this would be a utopic, but maybe during the intermission, that's something that I experienced that. So the
that's
question
good.
for anyone that's watching it, it's okay, what kind of ideas, especially the ones that when you were a kid, that you got in the past?
I've
Okay,
said thoughts.
yeah, and then as you have this and you go to the more technical side, okay, of the intermissive course, that's when you start to say that we have really a more specific ProX, more planned ProX. to have something well planned for the next life. So thinking about that, okay, Andrea, what do you guys did in 2017?
In middle 2017, in Apex, volunteer conducted a Facebook survey about the understanding of existential program. It's very, very interesting research. What's what was the result?
Yeah.
Proexis Survey, marriage of answers, is very simple. People were comfortable with their Proexis. I know my Proexis. Good, that's right. Answer that they have their life project in mind. Did this result cheers us up? Would this result be accurate? Can we relax with such results? So, are people happy with that they already have like uh, a vision of that to do?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like a warm, no good, because Proexis need more reflections. It is easy. It is easy to identify the purpose of life Proexis.
I
I
don't think
don't
that.
think so.
I don't
I
think
don't
so
think
too.
so. But why this perception? Well, it sounded like a warning to us because we observed that it is not so easy to know and to be doing the existential program doing to the investment relationship personal effort and the correct routine of existence. But why it is the happen? Wouldn't it be easier to accept success, and so that everything is fine? It is important to evaluate if we are doing our intraphysical, interconsciential recycling, and we are doing the reconciliations with the members of your Grupo Carmen. You know Grupo Carmen? Marcelo, like explaining for us Grupo Carmen.
Well, Group Karma, I think we are going to talk a little bit ahead in the presentation, but Group Karma would be the people that are linked to us through different existence. Okay, in this present life could be your family, could be friends, could be the neighbors, could be the community where you live. So this is several different levels of the group karma that we have. So basically are the people that we have the opportunity to deal with and to do reconciliation that if you're in the extra-physical world, most likely you would not have this possibility.
Okay.
So Andrea, let me talk a little bit about more about the Proexis. So, as Andrea said, it's not so easy. It's sometimes to understand and identify it because it requires a lot of self-research. Okay, investment in understanding what kind of assistance you can do for your community around the world, and it's very easy to be deceived, okay, if you don't have the right metrics and right indicators, okay. So the right metrics and indicators is very good, so you can do the proper self-examination if you are in the right path, following the right path. That's the idea here. And
Yes, Marcelo, we can talk without self-research, large mobilization, investment in assistance. It's not easy to do that Proexis.
yeah, perfect. So, Andrea, other topics here to help to understand the Proexis.
Okay, we need a lucid multidimensional life. A multidimensional life is different the simple life. Yes, you need to practice parapsychism. You practice the mobilization of the energy, the ordinary energy, and identification of evolutionary friendships and their conversion works. You need works together, okay? Results tracking. Measurement of results indicating merit in actions and personal effort, not for pride, but for lucid self-perseverance.
And then one thing that you can do a comparison, it's about these metrics that Andrea mentioned. It's related like the planning and the project management that you are executing, okay? So it's really important to know if you have the right indicators, the right metrics, okay? Exactly to perform the proper follow-up, okay? And no matter if we are doing well or not, how is my plan execution, okay? It's important to know against the plan that you have, what's your level of execution? You are achieving 5%, 10%, 50%, or even 100%, but it's important you to have a good understanding so you can plan, okay, not only the next steps, but you can have reactions for topics that went out of your original plan, okay, because sometimes you can have some adversities, and then it's really important to understand what the alternatives that you have, consider how much you achieved on your existential program so far, and then how can you put a strategy to continue pursuing for the 100% achievement of your plans. And then this will be very interesting because the way that you look, okay, it can change a little bit depending on which generation do you fit in. That's right, André?
That's right, Marcelo. The kind of generation generation, for example, Generation X, Generation Epsilon, the millennials, Generation Zeta, Generation Alpha. So each generation are immersed in and grow up under a particular culture. Their aspect should be considered when you are evaluating your role in society and performing your self research. Uh, an example of generation are Generation X and the Millennials, the Zeta and Alpha.
So let's try to understand a little bit each one of them. So it's important to uh, realize the difference and how each person you see the world around us. So Andrea and I, we did a kind of silly comparison here, and we use technology to, and in this case, it's like game consoles
Very
to
old
understand.
consoles.
Yes, very old ones sometimes, like for the Generation X.
It's not good. eh?
So go ahead, Andrea.
Okay. Generation X people from 1960 to 1918. They achieved a balance between work and personal life. They were young people without identity, first um, under have uncertain future. Many films indicating war future, Star War, intergalactic conflicts. So, no easy to live.
Yeah, this was a generation that lived the Cold War, so that it has a great impact on them. And
Is very important fact.
yeah, okay. The next one here that we have here is millennials.
The millennials. Yes, the millennials is interesting type of generation. Uh, we born between 96. Let's
1980.
okay, 1980 until 1996. Can research 25. The economic difference added to the familiarization of consumism, short-lived product. Uh, Product is very short-lived. The charge in professions, careers, material facilities, called by Generation X as which out interested. The smartphone application, they grew up in a digital world. The need to the internet always. If no have internet, I don't know. Knowledge with superficiality because there is a lot to look at. Very easy to waste time, to have a dispersions, known as the boomerang generation, go out and come back mother house. The Peter Pan generations.
Yeah.
So many of the scientists talking about their parents always talk they told that anything you want, they want in life just because they wanted. The pathologic group, in synthesis, is very difficult people to to live with each other.
Yeah. And then we have the last one here. That's the not
generation
no,
Zeta.
no, that's not yet the last one.
Born between 1990 until 2010, having several entertainment options: TV, smartphones, video games, internet. Digital natives, knowing everything about accessing the network, dealing with program lives, living in the moment of the great economic crisis, having more insecurity. Regarding politics, economics, and ideological polarization in society. It's normal today, okay? Considered the most tolerant generation, most favorable to gender equality. It's a good idea.
And then I love this picture here regarding the virtual reality glasses, the alpha generation.
Yes, alpha generation. We born from 2010 until 2020. Child of the millennials. Oh my! Those born in 21st century. It's understand you need to study this type.
Yeah, that's a new word for all of us.
Yes.
Okay. But Andrea, I'm going to talk here about a common group that we have, something that we have in common across all these different groups. Okay, it's
Yes.
basically is that we have intermissivists representing and present from the X to alpha. Okay, so since post-World War, this group has started to show up around us. So I'm going to tell the definition of the intermissivist, that human consciousness that after the post-World War II period became more lucid in the extraphysical before the rebirth, allowing to participate lucidly in studies, planning, going through the recycling of values, favoring a greater commitment to helping others and fixing the mistakes from past lives. Basically, assuming an existential program, a life project. That picture of the multi-existential cycle that I showed a little bit, we showed a little bit before. So this is a group that's important. It has representatives across all from X to alpha, but it's still a minority. Okay, they are not so much present, and as humanity continues to evolve, to progress, the trend is that this group continues to grow. So, Andrea, the question that we have here, that
Marcelo,
yeah,
but I need one question for you.
yes,
It's very important to me. You talk about a little about your memories, the intermissive course.
oh, I can do that. Well, I have like a 4 or 5 heterocognitions linked to the intermissive course. So it's something that you see that it's very challenging, but also a very optimized environment that we have there. And then the memories that I recall, they are from exercises that we did, but also discussions with colleagues from evolutionary colleagues from the intermissive course. That one that it was very strong that I had, it was very emotional. It was when I was about to reborn. I was coming to the rest of the group and telling that I was worried because because I could forget everything that we planned together. And then I remember very well one of the colleagues coming to me and say, "We are not going to let you forget it. Okay, we are going to leave keys for us to find our way and to remember and recall what's our Proex."
Congratulations, Marcelo. Are very interesting memories, and you need to write this for us.
Thank you.
Yes, very interesting experiences. It's nice to hear about them, Marcelo. And I hope you don't mind me coming in just for a little bit because we have some questions. So if you don't mind answering them now.
Oh, please.
Yes, the first question is from Viviane Passos. She's saying, hello, everybody. Hey, everybody. Does the Proexis demand a constant readjustment, or do we just go on with the same plans, or is it needed that we go on with the same plans?
Well, Viviane, she's just talking about one slide that we are going to cover in very soon. The Proex, it's not a defined road. Okay, we have the goals. But the way that we are going to get to that particular goals, they are have some adjustments, okay? Because you, for example, you may need some evolutionary colleague, and then that person do not show up in the place. Like we have one colleague in the consciential-centric community that she needed to move to another country because she didn't have all the members showing up in her mother country. So that's one example. So as we go on, we need to adjust and setting up what are the next actions that we need to achieve our existential program, our purpose of life. And then this, you need to have constant reviews. Like one course that we have in Apex, that's existential balance. Okay, that you go there and you do evaluation, what you achieved so far. And then when you stop and you do this kind of review, it helps you to update your plan to see if it's still valid or if you need to make any adjustments of routes. Anything you would like to add, André?
Yes, Viviane, each case is different. You must study the logic of the necessary change. It's good to think about.
Okay, great. And we have another question here by Virginia, and she asks, what are the most important benefits of knowing about our Proexis?
I would say that it's a sense of achievement, okay, in my case, at least. I had during a long period of my life that feeling that something was missing, because when you do this planning during the intermissive course, you had some level of commitment about some tasks that you agreed with your evolutionary group. And in my case, when I was not working with this particular intent, I had that feeling, that intraphysical melancholy that can evolve to extraphysical melancholy, that something was missing, okay? Because you can dive in the profession, okay, and keep yourself busy. But the moment that you stop and start to think, you're thinking about what I was supposed to do. Did I do it or not? So for me, it's first of all, that's a sense of self-achievement, but also a commitment that I had with my evolutionary colleagues on the intermissive course. André?
Good idea, Marcelo. But Virginia, in my case, I think the most important thing is to know what is not to do sometimes. This is a paradox, but the more you understand, the better.
Great, guys. So I guess we have just under 5 minutes. So if you'd like to just talk about any last important points related to the existential program.
Okay, go ahead, Marcelo.
Yeah, so let's go here. So seems that you're running out of time. So let's go here to
Oh, the intermissivist focus is very important.
yes. So we had some questions here about if a little bit linked to okay, if you feel that you have something to do, okay, parapsychic development, consciential gestation. So jump into the intermissivist focus, okay. Well, are you looking for proactive opportunities to perform assistance? Do you show evidence on focusing? And then, as we mentioned, personal needs, ego karma. It could be a good, the intermissive course talking about something that I need to improve in myself. For example, be a person more altruistic person. Okay. Thinking about family, friends, neighbors, extended groups. Okay, the group karma. What reconciliations? You may need to do a reconciliation with a friend, a family member. You may need to work in pro of a particular group. And then going to humanity, the polykarma. Okay, what we have here that we can really support the humanity on the evolution tasks.
Okay.
Okay.
And let's talk about, do you have a life to attend to the group and still limited to the family, or to do already you have evidence of polykarmalicity? Karma, assistance for unknown, né? Então, polycalamity, karma assistance for unknown people, seeking the benefit of the greatest number of people.
Yeah. So, okay, just what it's not Proex. That's not a finished recipe. Okay. You're not going to receive a magic letter with the contents of the Proex inside it. Okay. It's also not a defined road like we answer Viviani. Okay. That you have some adjustments. And as we said, okay, the good comparison of the Proex with a sail trip. You're going from Brazil to England. Okay, you may stop in Africa. Okay, but you just need to avoid going back to Argentina or to other places that you deviate too much you from the path. Okay, so I think that a couple of things that we can go through. It's about options to identify the Proex. First one is the trait formula, okay, the personal trait formula. What are the strong traits that you have that are important for you, okay, that are can help you, okay? It could be that you have a communication skills, and then you may use them for teaching other people better ways to do the things, okay? It could be the personal compensation formula, okay, something that you received from someone else. Like you could receive like a language course that can help you to interact with people from other countries. Could be a retrocognition to help you to identify the Proexis, like the case that I mentioned about my intermissive course. And then another one could be a astrophysical interview. You can have an interview with the helper or with evolutionary orientator, and then having them help you to understand what are your Proexis. Okay. So just 2 last slides. Jake,
Marcelo,
yes,
I can explain that Existential Program is more than money, career, big house, social status. Only the interphysical values existence is very, very small than Proexis. Proexis mean restoration of the bad choice made in another world lives, né? Então, if you are unable to demonstrate assistance, effort in favor of others, the service record is yet to be filed out. There is no time to lose. Marcelo.
yes. Yeah, you need to look at everything you've received and see what you can give back. Okay, because that's as Andrea said, that's not profession, that's not money, that's what we come here to do, to evolve and to help others to evolve with us. Okay.
That's good.
So when you think about the next steps, everything is about self-research. Okay. Understand the tools that you have available, the personal self-inventory, and investigate how can I contribute to humanity, to myself, and to the others. So the big question when you go back to the extra-physical is not what you didn't do because you didn't know how to, but what you didn't do and then you knew how to. The moment that you get the knowledge and start to understand how you can help others and how you can evolve and help the group to evolve with you, comes a responsibility with it. Okay. And then, Andrea, any last comments here?
This last sentence is really for reflection. It's very important thought. Let's think about.
Yeah. And then I think that Andrea and I would like to thank you for participating with us today on this lecture. And then we would like to invite everybody to the next Bridge Talks that will be on 28th of November with Synvex. That's right, Jacqueline?
That's correct, yes. Thank you.
With Leonardo Neves. That's great. And
Okay.
Jacqueline, thank you very much.
Thank
you very much,
everybody.
Andre, Marcelo, for your participation and talking about this very relevant, very worthwhile topic of Existential Program. And if people have any questions, further questions, they can get in contact with you guys. You gave your website address and people can find out more information.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you, guys. So, and we'll see you in the next Bridge Talks. Goodbye.
See you.
Bye-bye. See you.